This is my short video on print effects and finishes. So many of these you would have seen before. I'm just explaining something you have actually already seen. Okay, so what are they? Print effects and finishes, they're applied to paper and card after it's been printed for protection or aesthetic reasons. That's basically it. For protection or aesthetic reasons. For example, protection from dust, protection from maybe a little bit of water that's been dropped, even protection from being dropped in water, as well as for aesthetic reasons to make a product more attractive and you're more likely to buy it. Okay, so lamination. First of all, when I say lamination, okay, I'm not necessarily talking about this kind of lamination that you've seen, okay, where it seals off. Do you see what I mean? How it's actually, it goes in a plastic pocket and then it's literally sealed and it is fully waterproof. I know some people refer to this as lamination. The proper term for this is encapsulation because it's literally sealed in and is fully waterproof. So if you're going on DOV and you want to make your map waterproof, so it could even be dropped in a river, you would put it in this machine that I know is called a laminator, but the proper term is encapsulation because it seals it in on all sides. Okay. Now lamination, the proper term for lamination as a specialist subject is this. On the outside of your textbook, you'll notice that it's slightly glossy and it's slightly thicker than other card, right? Now have a look at this picture over here. That's because it's been laminated. It's got a thin layer of polypropylene, which has been bonded, heat bonded, onto the printed surface, which makes your textbook, for example, easier to clean because you can use a damp cloth without damaging the surface. It also makes it tougher and less likely to scratch when it's in your bag. Okay, so literally here we see it. We see the rollers. There's the polypropylene. Do you see it? And there is the packaging underneath, which is being laminated over there, and the rollers will squash it together. There you go. So you've got your paper, and then you've got your rollers, and literally your polypropylene is glued and squashed down. Okay, so that's lamination. Now varnish is different. Varnish is when they spray a layer on top. Now in this case we've got varnish that goes on top of, for example, newspapers. They're not newspapers, magazines, because they've got to make it quite quick. They've got to make it quite quick, meaning time is money. They don't want to spend ages on doing the big machine that you saw earlier. So in this particular case, what happens is they spray it on, and they spray on the varnish, and it comes up. Why is it applied? It makes it slightly better wearing. What I mean is it doesn't crinkle as easily. It makes it slightly thicker. It also gives it a better feeling, doesn't it? A better high quality feeling for your magazine. Also makes it less likely to get dirty and slightly easier to clean if it's a good quality magazine that you might want to, you spill your coffee on the top. You don't want it to soak all the way through. Okay, now here's a little bit more of varnish. So you literally have a drying station on the side over there. So what happens is it dries and it dries, because you can't put them on top of each other because they're busy drying. You can see this would take a lot of space. What's the solution? The solution is UV varnish or ultraviolet varnish, because here what happens is they can pack them on top of each other, because as soon as the varnished whatever it is, magazine, textbook, advert, whatever, goes under the UV ultraviolet light, it immediately dries. So it's a lot faster, and you don't need to use as much space to let the product dry, because you can just quickly stick it in the box because it's dry already. There you go. Now, spot varnish. Spot varnish is when you see a particular spot that's got a different finish. So here we see a package that's got a matte background. Yeah, matte. So it's not shiny. It's deliberately not shiny. So matte and then a gloss. Do you see that? Over here we see a matte background and then a gloss square. Okay. Over here where it says frozen, we can see kind of a what do you call it? Glitter, right? Over here, this Yves Saint Laurent packaging. They've got a gloss finish on the back, a matte finish on the back, and then this kind of glittery finish on the front. And it's done screen printing, where there's a screen with an image and a mask, and then they put the product underneath the screen, the printed image, and they squeeze with a squeegee, and whatever it is, whether it's glitter, whether it's gloss, whether it's whatever glitter, it'll squeeze through. And this is aesthetic, okay? Now, embossing. Embossing is as simple as squashing down. You can either emboss or deboss. Embossing comes up, debossing goes down, okay? But you'll see it on books, you'll see it on chocolates, you'll see it on any number of products where they want you to pay a little bit more. They want to pay you to pay a little bit more because there's a feeling of quality, okay? So there's an embossing tool that's got the shape you want, and plonk. Now this is an old school way of doing it. Nowadays it's done by machine, okay? Now, oh, and embossing is also very useful for people who are sight impaired or blind, because this is how you get your little braille on your packaging for example, medicines. Okay. Now, foil blocking often happens in conjunction with embossing, and it's basically where it's also called hot foil blocking. Okay. What you do is you've got a die with your stamp of whatever you want. In this case, Thornton's chocolate, and you will have some pre-glued foil, which is, it looks like, fake gold, if you will, or fake silver. Excuse me. And then you've got your media, as in the stuff you want that you've printed, and you've got a table, and it goes down, and you end up with this. So hot foil blocking is the full term, but foil blocking will work. And of course, why is it applied? For aesthetics. It's not for protection, it's purely aesthetics. You see gold or silver and your brain immediately thinks, gold is rare and luxurious, therefore this product must be rare and luxurious. And then they increase the price. So, this is a short video, I guess, showing foil blocking in a machine. Do you see it? Let me switch the sound off here, just so I can talk. Over there. So there you see the foil. And on this side will be the die, and he's literally just getting this packaging. I don't even know what it's for, but it's going to have a beautiful little gold finish to it. And there you go, it's all finished with this little gold finish. Okay, so why are finishes applied? Oh, I've just realized this is not good. Print finishes. So this is a spelling error on my part, my apologies. Why are print finishes applied? 2 reasons. Think about it. I'll tell you, it's protection, and it's also for aesthetics. Protection and aesthetics. Okay, and that basically is it. That is your overview of print effects and finishes. Okay, bye bye.